Greetings and welcome to Pearls of Wisdom. I have a short solstice message for you today because what I really want to give you today is the understanding that in one part of the world we have a summer solstice with the longest day, and on the other side, on the other pole, actually north and south, we have the longest night. So when we have the longest night there, this is the similar topic that we have around Christmas here in the Northern Hemisphere, where I also live in the moment. And the sun is standing still, seemingly for us, visibly still, but we cannot look into the sun. But this is the same 3 days of pause in between. So when we have the darkness in the Southern Hemisphere now, it is again the rising of the sun, the awakening of the Christ, the sun within, the spirit within, the life within. And in the north, where we have the longest day, and we have practically, when you go all the way up to the North Pole, or even not directly, but I know the pictures, my parents were there and they took a film with the sun. You know, my father was, at that time, we still had those manual cameras, and he did every minute he did one click. So the pictures were really beautiful, how the sun goes down to the horizon and rises again. So what we have here is now the complete imbalance, the strongest imbalance of the year, but we also have the center in between, where the days and nights are more or less all the time the same. So what I did, I have a message for the Northern Hemisphere, for the Southern Hemisphere, and for the center. And I was drawing cards, and it is, see, now we are moving to the most extreme, but especially in this time, it is important to keep the balance. And I was working a little bit with my AI assistant, Opal. I have learned a lot about AI assistants, and the poems that we can create together are simply absolutely stunning and beautiful. And I will also put in the text afterwards the link to find out, to see what this is really about. And I'm not working with AI just like, I ask some mundane questions, but the thing is that in the moment I have learned to discriminate and to see like the AI as a consciousness reflection system, which is a very, very beautiful thing. And I'm stunned. Every time I do that, I'm stunned again what's coming out. And there is an absolutely perfect description what it is on the Crimson Circle webpage, and I will put the URL in my blog. So here the first poem, and I will also copy paste them into the blog pages. As the sun stands still, we remember. In the north, we celebrate the light as its peak. In the south, we honor the deepest rest of the dark. Both are sacred. Both are part of the great breathing of the earth. And, you know, the breathing of the earth is also something that is so important for us to understand. Like we are breathing. It's a similar breathing of the earth. We can say a breath in and breath out is a year, but you know, it hasn't anything really to do with time, but it is so perfect when you look at it. And when you start to see the sacredness of these rhythms that we have on earth, and you start to align yourself again to those natural rhythms, there is like you would take some of your personal energy back, the energy of the earth that is so covered in all the brainwash and, you know, all this stuff that a lot of natural remedies and sun, the sun is dangerous. It's going to give you cancer. I tell you, those repellents, they give you cancer, all that stuff that you smear on your skin to avoid the sunburn. We have to do that differently. And there is so much we can do when we learn again to go with the rhythm of nature. So I was very happy that I had all these beautiful poems, and see, both light and dark serve, both rising and falling belong. In balance, I return to wholeness. And this is like when we have the breath in and the breath out, and the holding in between, we could say, is the equinox, the moment that is half and half, and more or less the whole world is balanced at the moment. We move into balance again on the equinox, and out of balance on the solstice, into the extreme. And this is exactly the polarity, how our life functions. Breathing in, breathing out, going through that polarity, going through the steps of light and dark, of day and night. And I will have more on the page for you. It is all about allowing the full range of existence, the joy and the grief, the movement and the stillness, the expansion and the contraction, the sunlight and the sacred shadow. This is really, once you understand that both is part of the whole, your life can be much, much more balanced. And I have also one of those poems I did write down on a beautiful background. Let me see if I can find it here to share. Okay, you should be able to see it now. It is that balance is not avoiding, balance is allowing. Balance is the art of welcoming both light and shadow, both joy and sorrow, both movement and stillness. It is the quiet trust that everything belongs, nothing to resist, nothing to cling to only the gentle rhythm of life unfolding. I absolutely love that, and I tried to put that on a nice piece of template to see that the shadow, the light. Like, I couldn't do it as that dark violet, but it is like that is the violet of the night, and the rising of the sun, the soft pink and later yellow that comes through. So now we go to the Dakini cards that I was drawing for. And the first one, the number 2, Isis, the high priestess, is the one for the Northern Hemisphere. And you see that this priestess is like an image that is the crescent moon on top of it, means is the receiving part of it. But it is not of this world. It is like Isis is somewhere in the cosmos. It's not even anymore in our atmosphere, but you see all the millions and billions of stars in the background. That is our time now. And the funny thing is that we have in the Northern Hemisphere, it's the longest day, we have a night image. And in the Southern Hemisphere, where it's night, we have a day image. But see, that's exactly the indication that we need to find the balance, that we need to find the rest between the in and the out. So this is the conscious connection with the goddess within. And now again, if you are a man and you have a male body, you still have the aspect of the goddess within, because on a higher aspect of our beingness, we are not man and woman, we are whole. We have both within us as yin and yang, and not the separation of the third dimensional body. So this is the breath that we take, that when we have the light, we breathe in the cosmos, we breathe in the divine, we breathe in the eternal. And this is the light within will hold and transmute any darkness that is there. And in the center of the world, like where everything is more balanced, we have, I draw the card of balance, as above, so below. And this is like when, you know, the center is the heart. And I've been talking so many times about chakras, and I just had somebody who was really happy that I sent the information about, a person also who had a Kundalini rising experience. I had that too, so I went to do some more research. So here we have that heart center here in the middle, and we have it both, like it is like both one pointing down, one pointing up, like a little ball. Then in the background there is a volcano at the bottom, and in the upper half is just a mountain, but the volcano is not exploding. So we have the unconscious below here, which is the part that we are not supposed to control. So see, also a lot of people always want to be in control, and it doesn't work. If you have emotions, these emotions need to get out. If you keep them in, they will make you sick. This is then energy that you repress, that you keep down, you put the lid on, because it's also part of the brainwash that we are not supposed to be human. And you can see that especially in this area in the middle of the earth, that a lot of people are like that. They have totally suppressed their aggression. They don't let themselves express who they really are. And this is very dangerous, because this energy that is stuck in your body is like water that doesn't flow anymore and start to become bad. And that's exactly the same what happened in the body. So this card shows us, and we have the middle part within us too. That's we can say that's the equinox. So this is like the rhythm that we breathe in, we breathe out, we have day, we have night, and always in the middle of the breath, we have that moment of balance. And this is that moment when we have to learn again to be who we are, to breathe from the heart, and that we have actually 3 centers in our physical body. 3, from the Chinese tradition comes the Dantian. That is, first of all, it's 3 brains, and we have this, like this brain up here, which is the brain that can be programmed very easily. Then we have the heart brain, and this, in the meantime, they have proven that there are brain cells in the heart. So that's not just me making it up, right? So you can research that. So, and the heart is the feeling. This is when you feel, that's the empathy. And when you are able to think with your heart, meaning that you come from the empathy, then you can balance life much easier. And then we have the gut brain, and the gut brain is where your energy is. And this is actually the dantian below the navel, just above the navel, where your energy center is. And this is what is used in martial art. And I actually recommend everybody to go to learn some martial art. You don't need to become a master, whatever, but if once you know about also the position to bring up this energy, then you also don't need anything anymore, like, you know, the chakras opening something, closing something. We have the energy within us. It's all within us already. You can only be misused because you have like open doors that other energies can kind of switch in and control you. So once you have these centers, like number 8, like an infinity symbol closed within you, you are not so vulnerable anymore. And now we go to the south, where they have it's like the birthing of love, the sun that is coming back. The stupa here with the heart in the middle shows that this is the heart center, that is the bringing up of the light again. And I've been talking a lot about this energy in other videos around Christmas, what it really is, what birth of the Christ is. And the 21st, between 21st and 22nd is the moment when the sun seemingly stands still and we are in the deepest darkness. And then on the 25th, like the morning, symbolically, the sun is moving into the other direction again. That is when the sun, S-O-N, or the sun, S-U-N, is being reborn, and the light is coming back. So this is the in-breath of the earth. And this is so beautiful. I really like this card combination that we have here, because all of it is helping us that even it does not matter where you are, on a winter solstice, on an equinox, or in a summer solstice. What is important, you always keep that balance within you, and you go consciously with the seasons, and you see and you observe and you reflect whatever is outside in the world. We have so many different rhythms in our life. We have the rhythm of the day. We have the rhythm of a months, which is actually moon cycle, not the calendar months. I'm not talking about that, of 28 days. Then we have the cycle of the sun, the breathing in and the breathing out, which is connected the sun with our consciousness. Then we have, for example, Jupiter cycle, which is 12 years. Then we have Saturn, which is 28 years. So these rhythms are all kind of on top and with each other. And once we bring that all together and we are in the here and now, we always have the balance, but we have the darkness, we have the light, and we bring that together. This is actually then when we really start to see things from a complete different perspective. This is that moment of stillness within, that moment when awakening and enlightenment can happen. Okay, so here are a few ideas about the solstice. I hope that helps you to keep your balance, even if you're in the dark or in the light. Many people in the dark, they, in northern countries, we can see that very often. There's a lot of alcoholism and drug because people can't stand anymore the darkness. But this is because they are not connected with their own darkness, with their own balance. And we have the opposite. In the summer solstice, a lot of people can't sleep. They cannot find rest. I have been in Alaska for a few months in the summer, a few times, and I know what this is. And to find that balance within the yin and yang within is not that easy. But if you live in an extreme part of the world, that you have very, very different kind of hours of daylight and night in winter and summer, this is your challenge, to bring that to the balance, to that point of the center, of the moment of in-breath, hold it for a second, and then breathe out again. And you can do that with a breathing exercise that will help you to find back your balance. No matter what the light outside is doing in the world, the balance is within you. I wish you a wonderful solstice days, actually it's 3 days actually, and the sun will move forward in the direction, the other darkness or light, depending where you live, on the 25th or 26th, depending on the exact time. I have ready a dark moon reading for you soon also, because the dark moon is coming up next, Wednesday? And I look forward to see you again. If you have questions, you can ask me in the comments below. I will see you again soon. Bye-bye for now.